live. And, huh. And we're live. All right. What's up? What's up, bro? Sprint WR. Hello, Shayla Price. How are you doing? Let's get the likes up. We got hi to everyone wherever you're logged in from. Glad to have you. Hey to the folks in Missouri. That's um, hey guys. Crystal, hi. It's 4 a.m. And where are you calling from? Sprint, where are you calling from? Okay, we got someone from New Zealand, Lillian. Hey, Lillian, good to have you. Welcome. Great to have you here. All right, Maya. Hey, how are you? Welcome to everyone. I appreciate you for joining. It is a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday night. Adrian is in Texas. Shout out to you. I'm in Texas myself. So I am in Texas myself. So shout out to you, my friend. We got the UK, we got California, Atlanta, Georgia. We got everyone. We got everyone. And if you're here right now, go ahead and give this live a like. Let's give it a like so we can let the other folks know that we're having this conversation. And I'm looking forward to answering as many questions as possible. Let me just say before we get started, thank you all for being here. I cannot thank you enough. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I will answer the questions as they come in. All right. And so in due time, it will get to a point where I'm lagging behind the questions. And so if you want to get your question answered quickly, obviously, if you give a super chat, if you make a donation or a contribution, I will definitely prioritize donations first. But I will still do my best to get to everybody's questions because I do appreciate each and every one of you. But I know we all have a limited amount of time. So just ask your questions and I'll get to it if I can within the hour. If not, then you can book a call. Okay. All right. We got New Jersey, New York. I always say I think a lot of my subscribers are on the East Coast. So that's cool. Shout out to the East Coast. Shout out to New York. Shout out to New Jersey. I really appreciate everyone for being here. Let's jump into the questions. If you have questions about your situation, your breakup, your ex, go ahead and drop your question below right now so we can start to talk about it. Don't be shy, okay? We're all friends here. We're all friends. So I'm looking forward to answering the questions, okay? Sprint WR. I think you're asking me where I'm at. I'm in Houston, Texas. I am in Houston, Texas. So shout out to anyone in Houston if you are in Houston. Okay, let's get to the first question. The first question comes from Rachel or Rochelle. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but here we go. She says, "Hi, coach. We are doing all relationship things, but there's no official commitment. This is an ex. Should I completely ignore him to take me seriously?" Well, you got to communicate. So, how long have you been doing relationship things? Okay. If you've been doing that for a long amount of time, obviously he's not expecting any changes. So, if you want him to change, if you want him to start to take you seriously, especially if this has been going on for months, it's time to have a conversation. It's time to have a conversations where you lay on the table, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Are you able to commit completely? And if he's not, then obviously there's a value difference. You both don't want the same thing. And so it's time for you to take your toys and go find someone else that is willing to commit to you at the same level. Okay, that's what I would do. Oh, Matt. Shout out to Matt. I just had a call with Matt. Matt is an amazing client of mine. So shout out to Matt. Good to see you here, brother. All right, let's see the next question. We got the next question is from Vanessa. Hello, my ex, 17 years, okay, has left me for another woman, but why is he still making comments that he feels I am beautiful and has made sexual comments? I've been trying to do no contact, but we have kids. Well, if your ex is only making sexual comments, this is not a very high level of commitment for him. And so likely he might still be attracted to you, but his intentions aren't likely where you want them to be, for one. And two, if he's with someone else, then there's nothing for you to do in the moment. I know you have this long history with him and you have children together, but he's actively engaged in a new relationship with someone else. So you again have to just focus on your children, co-parent with him, but do not allow him to feel so comfortable that he thinks he can make sexual advances at you without properly ending whatever he has going on and courting you and earning back your love and affection. So um, I would stay no contact or minimal contact since you have kids together. Natalie. Natalie says, Coach Black, after I've initiated no contact, should I mail back his belongings? Well, my question to you would be what belongings specifically? What did he leave at your place? Okay. Because a lot of times you're only mailing back his things to get his attention. And I know this because I've talked to so many people who are in a lot of pain. And so they have to take some kind of action. They want to do something to get their ex's attention. And so if that's your reason for mailing back his things, I would suggest that you wait a little bit longer because a lot of times it's something that can likely fit into a box. And especially if you can mail it to him, likely it can fit into a box, put it in the box, store it in the closet. And if he wants it bad enough, he'll reach out to you himself. Don't jeopardize no contact because you're trying to get his attention. Okay. Let's get the likes up. Let everyone in this room right now, let's get a like. I appreciate it and thank you for joining. Okay. I'm looking forward to answering your question, but go ahead and support and give a like so we can get more folks in here. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Next, we got uh, Maya K says, "Please, Coach, can you cause such verbal injury after you've been lied to that is quits forever?" Well, I need more context. I need to know exactly what you mean, right? Like, what exactly did you say? What exactly did you say? And it is possible that you say things that are so hurtful that the person never wants to get back with you. But the context, like I'm missing, like what exactly did they lie to you about? And what was your reaction? There's a lot of context missing there. All right. Pamela says, everyone hit the like button. He has great content. Thank you. Appreciate it, Pam. Evo Lind. Evo Lind. How to be in the first meeting with an ex after they requested to meet. Great. So that tells you that your ex they have some interest. They are in a place where they want to see you. They've already asked you on a date. So you need to treat it like a first. You need to be excited, enthusiastic, but not too desperate. You don't want to force things. You want to be relaxed, but you want to be fun and friendly. Why? You want them to have a good time with you, such a good time that after the date is over, all they can do is all they can do is wonder why they broke up with you in the first place. So that's kind of where you want things to be. So be polite, be pleasant, have a great time, but move slowly for sure. Move slowly. All right. Cute and fluffy Pikachu. My ex told his last girlfriend, even though things were going amazing, that he was gay and wasn't into females. Should I keep no contact going? What? So he told his ex before you that he's gay. Um, Either way, gay, then he's gay. So you gotta let him live the life that he wants to live. So to me, your question is kind of weird because um, why would that affect you being in no contact versus not being in no contact, right? Because are you saying that if he's gay, it doesn't matter, and so you can be in contact with him? Right? Either way, you should be moving forward with your life. And so, whether he's gay or not gay, you should be in no contact, right? And wish him well and let him do what's best for him. But you're not doing no contact just to get him back. That's not the point. So, if you're doing no contact for yourself to heal and move forward, and if he's gay, then likely you can't have a relationship with him because you know, he's not interested in women, right? So anyway, let's see here. Where did I lost my questions. There we are. All right. Any advice on long-term breakup, 11 months and looking to reconcile? Well, it's the same. It's still the same thing. You're in no contact. You should be moving forward with your life. And if they're not contacting you after 11 months, there's not really much you can do. Remember, relationships take two. So, what is your ex doing to show some interest? Are they participating? Are they talking to you? Are they reaching out to you? After 11 months, if you've heard nothing, you're like, well, I want to reconcile. Well, what do they want? If they're not talking to you at all, likely they don't want the same things. So, remember, relationships take two. You can't be in a relationship by yourself, my friend. All right, let's see here. Sniper Lee, my upperclassman friend says, I got to work on myself. What is the best way to get my ex back? She really liked me, but I wasn't mature in the relationship and didn't take it seriously. Yeah, so start to work on your life, start to work on yourself, right? The best way to attract your ex back is to become the best version of yourself. It sounds cliche, but I'm telling you, if you were truly your ex's best option, she wouldn't leave. If you became her best option, she would come back and find you. So the best way to get your ex back is to make your life amazing. Work on the things that you dropped the ball on. If you need to get back in the gym, get back in the gym. Work on your fitness. Continue to improve all of the aspects of your life that you took for granted. And that's a start to getting her to come back to you. Victoria Norris says, I've been in no contact for 2 weeks. Ex reached out and said he hopes everything is okay. Why? Because he has some interest. He's likely curious about you. Don't chase him. I hope you didn't start chasing him just because you got a text message. That's a good sign. It shows no contact is working, but you've only been in no contact for 2 weeks. So be patient. Be patient. If he didn't care, you wouldn't hear from him. But just because he hopes everything is okay, that doesn't mean he wants to get back in a relationship. So be patient. All will be well. Let him do a little bit more work. Okay. Let's get the likes up, folks. Let's get the likes up. Thank you. Um, Gent Jan. Gent Jan. Huh. How to maintain no contact if you have a daughter with your ex? The divorce is not final yet. Well, you got to be in some kind of communication. You have to be in some kind of communication if you have kids together. So there's no way around that. Like all you can do is continue communication. Try to keep the conversation as short as possible and focus only around your daughter, right? That's all you can do. And then when the divorce is final, you'll have more of a fixed schedule where you can plan things better. That's all you can do at this point. But you cannot be completely no contact with the mother of your child. You have to communicate. That's the mature way to handle things. Okay. Should you pursue the ex if he is engaged while occasionally looking and liking my social media page? What do you mean pursue? How do you pursue someone who is engaged? Remember what I said before, and you might not have seen this in the other videos, but the whole premise of no contact is that you have value to offer the world. You're a catch yourself. So if your ex is telling you that you're not good enough for them, they quickly moved on, they found someone else, and they're already engaged, why would you pursue them? You absolutely should not pursue your ex. You deserve someone who is sure about you. And if they're not, even if this is a rebound, you got to wait for that relationship to fail and let them pursue you. You don't have to chase anyone, because the more you chase him, you're saying that you're lesser than him, right? He's already engaged to someone else, and you want to keep pursuing him, showing him how much you love him and how much you care about him when he's not even giving you breadcrumbs. All he's doing is looking at your social media. That's not good enough. He's given another woman a ring. Okay, so that should be enough to tell you, I will not make a fool of myself. Okay, you really do deserve someone who loves you for you and someone who is going to stick with you and stick by you. So, yeah, do not chase and do not pursue him. Not at all. Boss Brother says, imagine her moving on after 2 days after breaking up, and now they are happily on stories, but still no contact me, still contacts me during no contact. Well, she's only contacting you because you're allowing it. So she obviously likely was building this connection before she broke up with you. So after 2 days, she breaks up with you. She makes it official with him. She's posting him on social media. Yeah, you should have the self respect and just say, hey, stop contacting me. Go focus on your new boyfriend. And yeah, don't contact me until you're single. Right? Sounds like she's wasting your time. What should you do if you were interested in a girl, but she got with another guy before you could ask her out? Well, you snooze, you lose, bro. This is why you gotta act quickly. If you like a woman, go ahead and shoot your shot. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes she's gonna say, I'm not interested. Thanks, but no, thank you. That happens a lot of times. But if you don't put yourself out there, you'll end up in the friend zone, or she'll meet someone else who is more assertive and more confident. Never be afraid to go for what you want. The worst that can happen is she'll say no, thank you. Okay. And I'm not really trying to come down on you, but at this point, there's nothing you can do. She's with someone else. All right. Minakshi Gar. It was a 5-year relationship. 2 months ago, he left me and continued to someone else. I met his mother and gave me a marriage commitment. Well, it doesn't sound like he honored the marriage commitment. So he's not a man of his word. He's dating someone else. Uh, so, I'm sorry for what you're going through. I'm sorry for what you're going through, but yeah, he doesn't honor his word. Adrian says, no contact with my ex I used to work with and hang out with for a while now. I'm upset with her and don't want to talk to her, and yet I still think of her and wondering if we'll talk again someday. Time will tell, my friend. Time will tell. But why are you angry with her? It doesn't sound like you even went no contact in the first place. All right. Shout out Gary Lynch. Thanks for the shout out, bro. Benita said, my ex asked me, what's the occasion to be with me? Because I asked him. Okay. That's embarrassing for me. He said he doesn't want to come closer because I'm too hot. He's an avoidant too. He asked me to call him. Okay, I'm not 100% clear. Are you saying you asked him out and then he said no and that you should call him? Clarify that for me. I'm not 100% sure. Is that what you're saying? Ut Utkarsh. Utkarsh. My ex is contacting once every week, saying something or the other thing, and also asking for favors. Well, first of all, you shouldn't be doing any favors for your ex. They dumped you. So you need to have boundaries and say, hey, no. It's okay to say no to your ex because you shouldn't be doing favors for them anyway. They're no longer your responsibility. They don't get to dump you and get the benefits of being with you. That doesn't make any sense. Right? That's like if you quit your job but still got a salary, right? It'll be a ton of people not working. So they don't get to dump you and get to ask you for favors. You need to set better boundaries with them and tell them to stop contacting you if they have no genuine intention to see you. Okay, Cody says, I have recently been broken up with by my ex out of nowhere. They said I treated them the best. I messed up and begged for a bit and got into an argument and then they blocked me. Yeah, I'm sorry for what you're going through, Cody. Just start no contact today. Doesn't matter if you're blocked, just start today and just be patient. Let's see how things change with time. Let's see, I'm lost. Geez, we got a lot of questions today. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm behind. Maybe I'll skip to the front here in a second. Okay, let's see. Amalik. Amalik says, my ex said I treated her badly at times when we argue, but she got the best treatment. Recently I put her out of my vehicle because we had an argument. Well, it sounds like you weren't. That was your first response was to put her out of the vehicle. I don't know. I mean, I don't have the full context, but you know, she says you're not treating her well, and the instant you argue, you kick her out of the car. Doesn't sound really nice. You said you treated her the best. I would question that one. All right. Cute and fluffy Pikachu says, yes, he's not gay. He ended it with me because I didn't want to rush. Okay. All right. Mash says, hi, coach. I finally moved out and I've been in no contact with my ex for a while now. I'm anxious to ever face to ever come face to face with him. If we ever pass each other, we work in the same place. What should I do? Just be polite. If you work together, you still have to be professional. You don't want the rest of your coworkers knowing that there's this issue and you guys broke up. You don't want to have drama in the workplace. So be cordial, be polite, say hello when you see them and go about your business. That's the best that you can do. Nothing more. Let's get the likes up, guys. Thank you. Let's get the likes up so we can get some more folks in here. July says, my ex messaged me during no contact to inform me that he's going to repay me for what's owed to me, but I didn't respond. Is that okay? Well, why are you ignoring him? Why are you ignoring him? Especially if he owes you money and he's offering to pay, at least get your money. But yeah, you shouldn't be ignoring your ex, especially if you want them. It sounds like you do because you're in this chat. If you completely did not care about your ex at all, you wouldn't be logged in right now having this conversation. So obviously you care and you likely still have feelings. So you got to ask yourself, to what end? Why are you ignoring your ex? You shouldn't be doing that, my friend. All right, we got a super chat from Delana. Delana, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. You're amazing. Thank you. Okay, let's see. The next question is from Cherry Orchard. Cherry Orchard said, told my ex we need to break up, tried to take it back same day, but he refused. Week later, he started a relationship with someone who had a crush on him for a year before we got together. We go to school together. Yeah, you got to be careful about, you don't say things that you don't mean. This is why when you're upset with your person, take a time out. Take a time out. You don't want to say that you're done if you're not done, because sometimes your ex will call your bluff and they're like, okay, I'm done too. So never initiate a breakup unless you're 100% sure that you mean it. Never, ever, ever, ever do that. Okay. All right. We got a super chat from Matt. Matt says, how do I tell the difference between breadcrumbing and genuine reaching out? I like that. That's a great question. So here's how you do it. All right. So for example, you need to always be moving slightly slower than your ex. So ideally, they need to be initiating getting together with you. Now, every ex is not going to do this. So I would at least give them one or two text message sessions and allow them to initiate getting together. If they don't, at that point, it's okay for you to initiate and say, hey, I got to run. I got a meeting I got to get to, or um, I need to go spend time with my family. Whatever the excuse is for you to get out of texting them right then and there, and say, hey, how about we get together this Thursday at 7 p.m. and see what they say? Okay. Someone who has genuine interest in you will want to see you. Now, if they say no, but they keep on texting you for the next couple of weeks, I would ask one more time. I'm a two strikes and you're out kind of guy. Two strikes. So I would ask one more time. If they never initiate and you've been texting back and forth with them for a couple of weeks, two strikes and you're done. So if you ask a second time and they make an excuse, oh, I have this going, I have that going, then at that point, it's okay for you to walk away. And if they keep texting you, tell them, hey, I don't think we're on the same page. I'd appreciate it if you stop reaching out to me unless you have interest in getting together. That's what I would do. Appreciate it, Matt. Next, we got a super chat from Javier. Javier, thank you for the $5 super chat. You're the man. His question is, should I be hiding my post from my ex in no contact? No. You shouldn't be hiding anything. You should be living your life, okay? No contact is not just this strategy and tactic that you're trying to do to get your ex back. You're living your life. That's the whole purpose of this thing. You're taking back charge of your life. You're doing what you want to do, doing what makes you happy. Now, that being said, you shouldn't be posting all the time to get your ex's attention. Neither should you be hiding anything from them. Just stop, just don't post every single day or whatever the case may be. If you're trying to use that to get your ex's attention, don't do that. But other than that, no. I wouldn't hide. I wouldn't hide your posts. Okay. Okay. Next question from Too Sharp says, my girlfriend, 12 years, broke up with me and we're still talking. Okay. I begged, chased her, but now I realize that I was wrong. She's okay for being friends. What should I do? I'm confused. Should I try or wait? You should be in no contact. If you've been watching the videos, you know you should be in no contact. If you want her back, the best way to get her attention is to take away your affection. Okay, so leave her alone. And some of you are so anxious, and I understand this, by the way. You're so anxious that you're willing to take the breadcrumbs from your ex. You're willing to accept everything. Okay, if you're not okay losing your ex even temporarily, then you're going to lose yourself forever. You're going to lose yourself because likely you're going to put your needs to the side. You're going to bend yourself into a pretzel just to make them happy. And what will surprise you is that actually makes them angry with you. Your ex wants you to be your own person. They want you to have your own life, to do what makes you happy. And so, yeah, doing all those things to get your ex's affection is a waste of time. Don't be her friend. Go into no contact right now. And that's the best way to go about things. Okay. Let's see here. Carolee Vasquez says, recently my ex unblocked me on IG, and it's because I've been doing no contact, I'm sure. Do you think this is a step in the right direction? And if so, should I continue no contact until he messages me? Yes and yes. It's a step in the right direction. If he didn't care, if he was completely fine with how things were, he wouldn't unblock you. He would just do nothing. So he likely is unblocking you to see if you react, which you shouldn't, by the way. So yeah, continue to stay in no contact and see what he does afterwards. Okay. Jojo says, no, okay. I think I already read that one. David Siderich says she wants me to get my stuff back from her, but I'm in no contact. Well, if she's asking, be flexible, pick up your stuff because you don't want to make it, you always want to err on the side of freedom. You want to let your ex be free. You want to let them do what pleases them and make them happy as long as they're not infringing on your boundaries. And so if she's telling you to pick up your stuff, unless you don't want it and you can say, hey, just get rid of it. I don't want it. But ignoring her is not the answer. So if you don't want it, you can tell her, nah, it's fine, get rid of it. If you want it, say, sure, what time works for you and I'll pick it up. You can arrange a place, you can leave it outside of her house, whatever she's comfortable with. You don't want to make her feel like you're forcing her to see you face to face. She needs to feel free. And sometimes she's only doing this to get your attention. She wants to know how you feel, if you still have feelings, because you're in no contact. So it's a step in the right direction. Just be cool. All right. Just be cool. Just be relaxed and go get your stuff. Unless you truly don't want it, then you can tell her to chuck it. Okay. BMG Capone with the super chat, the $5 super chat says, why does my ex keep blocking me and unblocking me, then blocking me again? LOL. What does it mean? Well, are you reacting to them? Because that's just them attention seeking. All right. They're just attention seeking to see what you do. I'm curious if you're reacting at all. You shouldn't be, by the way. The only thing that counts as contact from your ex is them saying words to you. So if they like your post, they block, unblock you, they follow, unfollow, none of that counts. But understand that they're only doing that most times to get your attention. So that's a good thing, but I wouldn't react. I wouldn't do anything, but it means that they have some interest in you. Benita with the $10 super chat. She says, I didn't explain why I didn't call him since then he never called or text. Anyway, he told me he'll let me know if he can hang out. Should I text him? No. He's already told you he'll contact you if he wants to hang out. Do not text him. You're trying to go out of your way to make things happen when he's already, basically, you asked him once And he says, I don't know about getting together. You should just call me. Okay. And then he says, I'll let you know if I can hang out. And you still want to follow up and text. Do not do that. That is just needy and insecure behavior. Leave him alone. And when he's ready to see you, he will reach out directly. All right. Lisa Stutterfield says, met a man online in Texas for work. He's from Georgia. All right. We talked 2 weeks, hooked up. Cool. Talked nonstop, 8 months. I have deadline for him to know if he wanted a relationship. He's avoidant. He told me he cared. Well, 8 months is a pretty long time. So yeah, he should know, but the distance could be a factor, but it doesn't sound like he's ready to commit. So I think you need to start, looking at what you want for your life. Okay. Carl Bowen says, my ex works with me and I catch her looking at me. How does no contact work at work? Maintain your distance. But if she's looking at you, that is a sign of interest, right? But I wouldn't do anything unless she approaches you directly at work. I wouldn't approach her. Continue no contact, be professional, be kind and cordial, treat her like your other coworkers. But I wouldn't be making conversation with her unless she was initiating it. If she wasn't, or if she isn't, then I wouldn't do anything. But yeah, you got to be, working together, having kids together. It's tricky, but it's doable. You just got to minimize your contact. Carl, I just answered your question, but thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Let's see if there's anything else in there. But I think there's a chance, if you guys keep, making eye contact at work. But again, remember, if she dumped you, I wouldn't do anything until she says something. Looking is a good sign. If someone's looking at you, that's a sign of interest. But I wouldn't do anything until she reaches out or walks up to you or says something. All right, let's see here. BMG Capone says she doesn't know. I know I have an app that shows me she's been viewing my IG. LOL. We are 3 months in no contact, but my Insta is private. Okay. Yeah, so she's looking because she's interested. And thank you, BMG, for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Um, but she's just looking because she has some interest. So she doesn't know that but she can't help herself. She sees you posting, she's instantly like, I wonder who he's with. I wonder what he's doing. That's a good sign. If she didn't care, she wouldn't be watching. I promise you that. Okay, let's see here. And let's get the likes up. And thanks to everyone for the super chats and the questions. I appreciate it. If I haven't gotten to your question yet, there's a lot of people, but I'm going down the list. Okay. I hope all the people that asked are still here with us. And let us get to the next question. Next question is from Dade. Should you return mementos post breakup? I mean, everything from clothes they left, love letters, gifts, little knickknacks and items, and grand gesture, last goodbye object gift to remember them by. No, if you don't want that stuff, just throw it in the trash. All right. But I would suggest that you at least hang on to it for like, you know, at least a couple months. Just put it in a box and because you never know, they may come back and now you guys are back together and they're like, hey, where are all the stuff I gave you? You're like, in the trash. But giving it to them, again, that's another, like people do that a lot of times to get their ex's attention. So I wouldn't do that. I would just put it in the box, put it away, out of sight, out of mind, and stay no contact. All right. Gingy Girl says ex-husband, 3 kids, been seeing each other for 2.5 years. He's investing in every way, but I feel terrible after intimacy without commitment. I get upset. He pulls away, always comes back. He adores me. Stop intimacy. Yeah, this is time for open and honest communication. It's time for open and honest communication, especially if this has been going on for a while, right? You've been seeing each other for 2.5 years. Sounds like he doesn't want to commit again. So, and then this is a tough one. That's a tricky one, but see if you can maybe figure out what's the hurdle for him. Do we need to go back to therapy and talk through some of those issues? But if you're not feeling comfortable, definitely you should pull back with the intimacy aspect of things, and communicate that with them. Say, hey, look, I love you, but this is just hard for me. This is just hard for me. And I care about you. I care about this relationship, and I just don't feel ready to be there. Maybe we should start with therapy. See if he's willing to do that. Okay. Um, Shout out to BMG Capone. I don't know if I can read that out. I can, but yeah, but good for you, bro. BMG's found someone else. Crazy thing is, 1 month in the breakup, she was on a dating app. Keep working on yourself. I see you're working out, you're working on your fitness. So good job on that, bro. Good job. Good job on that, man. Amazing. Shout out to you, BMG. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Ahmed Muhammad says, "Hey there. I'm in no contact for a month now after she lied. Okay, she always follows my stories on a daily basis. I went hard on her and screamed the day I broke up. She is lost after that. What should I do?" Well, what did she lie about? What did she lie about specifically? What made you want to end things? Because there are situations where the dumper um, isn't the one to come back, where the person who you dump needs to come make it right. But to me, it sounds like you dumped her because she lied to you. And what exactly did she lie about? But obviously, you still miss her. You still care about her. You want to be with her. So I would be looking deeply and thinking carefully about, is the thing she lied about, is it a deal breaker? If it is, then there's not much you can do. Like if you feel like it's not something she can make right, but that's something that you have to do some soul searching for yourself. Okay, R says reached out to me a lot of times now and said I'm ignoring her. She's not feeling a bit good lately. Can I send her a small message like, "Hi, how are you now?" to make her feel that I care about her? Why? Why are you doing that? So she's reached out to you. Watch this. She's reached out to you a lot of times and said you're ignoring her. First of all, no contact doesn't mean ignoring. So I'm going to assume she's saying you're not initiating with her. You're not initiating messages. My question to you is, what are you doing with all these reach outs? Why aren't you guys hanging out in person? Why are you talking over the phone but not talking in person? Relationships are built in person. And so is she not willing to see you, but she wants to talk to you and text back and forth? That's an ex who's wasting your time. So no, you shouldn't initiate with her. Maybe give me some clarity as to, have you asked her out and did she say no? If she said no, then I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't reach out for any reason whatsoever. Okay, K9 Records says it's hard to go no contact because we have a 1.5-year-old daughter. Well, you can't go no contact. There's got to be some communication. Okay. Let's see here. uh, Nefervi69 says he is acting like he's interested and I am not responding. Why? Why? Why are you not responding? What do you want? Just Blazing says, I'm trying to schedule a session with you, but I want to give you context beforehand because it could take an hour. Just go ahead and book the session and we'll talk about it. Canute Wales says, dumper, 91 days, no plans to reach out. Cool. Hey, you got to know your outcomes. You got to know what you want. And, if you dumped your ex for a really good reason and you don't feel like it's, in your place to fix things because they did something egregious, yeah, then stay no contact and let them come fix it with you. That's fine. Why do they give breadcrumbs and manipulate but choose to be in the rebound? Because it feels good. That's a little bit of that hubris of the dumper. That's a little bit of that ego because they like the attention. They like that when they reach out to you, you make them feel good about themselves. You tell them how you miss them and how you care about them, and it makes them feel good. That's just human nature. At times, human beings, we can be selfish at times. Okay, Eric, let's go. If you have questions, we're running. We got about 9 minutes left, and I still got a ton of questions. So for sure, if you want to push your questions to the top, send a super chat, and I'll get to those questions. All right. All right. Let's see here. Eric says I backed off from my ex for a little bit. It was about a week of no contact, and she texted me, said she needs her venting buddy. No, I didn't respond. I'm not a buddy of any kind. It is right of me to not respond. Well, it's right of you to not be her venting buddy, but you might need to set the boundary so she understands why. So you might say, "Yeah, I'm not interested in being your buddy, but you can text me when you're ready to communicate and go out on dates." Anyway, BMG Capone says, and shout out to BMG for the super chat. He says, she cried her eyes out when she broke up with me. What do you think that means? And she has my name tattooed on her ring finger. Oh my goodness. Well, that just likely means that she obviously wasn't happy about the breakup, so she was sad, and so that's why she cried. And sometimes breakups are just difficult. They're very emotional. But it sounds like you guys have a pretty deep connection, so no contact should have a strong effect on her. You just gotta wait and be patient. Benita with the $5 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it, Benita. Okay, Infinito Official with the $10 super chat. He says, what do I do? The child's mom fought 3 days before her birthday. I went no contact, but reached out on her birthday. She didn't want to spend birthday together. We made up next day, but ended again later. Begged her 1 week, but no contact for 3 weeks. Well, stay no contact, first of all. Secondly, I mean, this is more of a hindsight situation. You don't really get to spend birthdays with your exes because you're demanding too much. That's something that people spend with their family, their boyfriend or girlfriend. So you just need to probably dial it back a notch. You're likely asking for commitment too quickly. So I would stay no contact, and if she comes back, just move slightly slower than you've been moving in the past. That's all. You're likely just moving too fast. Let's see here. Lean Machine. Lean Machine says she broke up with me and called me cheap, yet I'm the one who paid for vacations, yet she can't afford dog food for the two dogs she bought. Like, what? Okay, I guess you're just venting. Yeah, sometimes, exes say harsh things when breakups happen. It's okay. Just continue to move forward with your life. It's okay. All right, let's see here. Lindsay Abnushin says, my ex is bad. After 2 years as a second chance. My ex is bad after 2 years as a second chance, and you're okay for 2 weeks. Okay, yeah, yeah. You need to rewrite that question. It doesn't make sense as it's written. It's, yeah, I don't know. Lolly says went no contact after he was hot and cold and rude. I really thought he'd come back and apologize soon. Soon to be 2 months, nothing. Well, you got to be patient. The fact that he was rude and disrespectful already shows a lack of respect. So maybe he had already lost a lot of his emotions for you. But either way, I would stay no contact. If someone's rude and disrespectful to you, you don't beg them to be in your life. You kind of got to, stand your ground and wait for him to reach out to you. Rita says everything was fine and she suddenly went cold and pulled away with no reason. So I went no contact without even bothering to ask her what went wrong. We're in no contact since November. So, I'm not sure if you were dating or actually together in a relationship. Like, I'm not sure if you ever heard this saying that um, someone with a hammer, like if someone only has a hammer in their toolbox, they turn every problem into a nail. No contact is not the solution for every single situation in every single case. So if you're in a relationship with someone and they go cold, but that is your boyfriend or that is your girlfriend, well, your first step should be communication. Like, hey, I noticed you've been a little distant lately. Is there something wrong? Did I do something to upset you? You try to talk it out if you're still together. So that's not clear to me if you guys were just dating. And even if you were dating, that's ground for, communication. So you just go no contact, which isn't great. That's not the right way to handle things. But the fact that she hasn't reached out since November also shows, a sign of lack of interest. So yeah, you kind of made your bed, bro. I would just at this point, you got two options, right? Because you didn't handle it perfectly. You can stay in no contact and see if she ever reaches out. But in your situation, if you were dating, if that was your girlfriend, pick up the phone and say, hey, I just feel like we had a miscommunication. I just want to get a better understanding. But the ship might have already sailed at this point. But I don't think it'll hurt you to reach out. Since November to now, that's over 4 months. I don't think it'll hurt you to reach out. You'll be fine. Okay, let's see here. Tommy Jackson says, I had a brain trauma. I'm very sorry to hear that, my friend. And it affected my family. So there was some verbal abuse while I was on my healing journey. So it started to affect my emotions. But after no contact in a month, today I did. Oh, you reached out maybe? Yeah, I'm missing the rest of the message. What happened? Hammer says, been in no contact for 35 days after 6 years together. Okay. She met someone last month and told me they are taking it slow. The hardest part is we're 700 miles away. It doesn't look good for me. Yeah, I mean, no contact can work in long distance, but yeah, it's tricky because if there's someone else locally that they form a connection with, it's hard to compete with that at times. Okay, we got a super chat from BMG. BMG Capone with the $10 super chat says, I tried to take back a ring and bracelet I gave her as soon as we broke up. She said she doesn't want to give it back because it's meaningful to her. Whole relationship, she was chasing me and obsessed over me. Yeah, it sounds like she had really strong feelings for you. I mean, she has a tattoo of your name on her ring finger. I mean, that says a lot. So I don't know exactly what caused the breakup specifically, but no contact should be very effective in that type of situation where there's this strong emotional bond and connection. Now, I don't have all the details, but If you want her back, I would just stay no contact. I wouldn't do anything differently. All right, we're going to take a couple more questions here before we call the night. Again, if you want to jump the line, quickest way to do so, send a super chat, and I definitely prioritize those. But I'm still going down the list, okay? So I'm trying to get all the questions. Appreciate it. All right, let's see. Storm Honk says we are now a year apart. I know he has a new one. He only calls when he needs something. Unfortunately, I have to recognize there's something there, that his love is a lie, or is there still hope? Well, I mean, he's with someone else. He's with someone else. You guys have been broken up for over a year. So I would be picking up the pieces and trying to move forward with my life at this point, honestly. Do not put your life on hold for this man. As much as it hurts you, and I know you love him, obviously, that's why you're here, but I wouldn't put my life on hold, my friend. Delana Smith with the super chat. Thank you. My husband left December. Now he has a new woman. So December is 2 months ago. Okay. I've been no contact for 1 week. He reached out saying, I'm sorry. I haven't responded. Should I? So you guys are still married. So if you're still married, you still have to divorce at some point. I don't know if you have children together. I would just reach back out when you're ready because you're likely hurt and he's with someone else. So this isn't any kind of strategy of trying to attract him back, right? That can happen in the future. But at some point, you got to communicate. There's a lot of things to communicate as far as potentially ending the marriage if that's what he wants. And he's with someone else. And if that's not what he wants, obviously he's got to get rid of this new lady. So you got to be like, if we're working on things, you can't be with anyone else. So that's a tough situation, but I wouldn't ignore him indefinitely. At some point, you should reach out and at least have a conversation to figure out logistics. What's the next step if you guys are married? Okay. Shihab with the $5 super chat says, my girl is back after a month of no contact saying she missed me a little and asking how I'm doing. How should I react to this? Set a date. Say, hey, if you miss me so much, what's your schedule like next Thursday? I'd love to see you. Okay. All right. That's all you got to do. Set a date and see how she responds. If she's not receptive, stay no contact. But she should be receptive. If she's texting you, she has some interest for sure. Let's see here. Chris Harris broke no contact and got into 2 arguments with my soon-to-be ex-husband. Okay. We argue like when we were still married. Why would he argue if he filed for divorce and is done with me? Well, it depends on what you're arguing about. Like, depends on what you're arguing about. Some people think that, I mean, arguing tends to mean there's some emotion left. I get that. But if you're bringing up issues doesn't want to talk about, or if you're saying things about him or his character, most people are going to defend themselves, even if they don't have any feelings. So the first thing you got to do to see if he still cares is to stay no contact. Because if you break no contact and you get into a fight and and you believe that means something, you might be lying to yourself, right? Because most people are going to defend themselves. If you call him and say, "Oh, you're a liar, you're a cheater, you did this," you know, even if he doesn't have feelings, a lot of people will defend themselves and defend their name and their honor. So if you really want to find out if he cares, stop breaking no contact. Leave him alone. Let's see here. Valerie. Valerie. Valerie says, he said saying good morning and good night was like a job for him. I lost my mind. no contact for 5 weeks. I wanted to make them a goodbye letter telling him all my deep thoughts, but deep down, I don't want to let them go. Um, yeah, I wouldn't send a letter. I wouldn't send a letter. If he's saying good morning, good night was a chore, emotionally he's probably been disengaged for a little while now. So time is your best bet for that. Okay, we're gonna do three more questions. We're gonna do three more questions and call it a night. Let's do it. Gabrielle Jones says, "Hey, I told my ex that not to contact me until she's ready to be consistent in my life. She reached out to me first asking me if I was doing okay. Was I wrong for doing this if I want her back?" No, you weren't wrong for doing it, but the thing is, you gotta at least give your ex time to show their hand. So a lot of times that first text isn't gonna be, "Hey, I'm ready for us to get back together." That's just not going to be the first text. The first text is going to be, "How are you doing?" Something like that. So if you don't allow for the conversation to unfold a little bit, I'm not telling you to spend all day texting with them, allow them to get to their point, then sometimes that could be a missed opportunity. But if they're texting you for weeks and weeks on end and they never make any plans with you, then yeah, then they're likely wasting your time. Victoria with the $10 super chat with the last two questions. She says, "Why, when I do see my ex, he acts like he doesn't see me? I speak, then he speaks." Well, a lot of people don't know how to act around their ex around a breakup. A lot of people are confused. They're like, "Is it okay to talk?" Especially if he's the one that dumped you, but he's not yet at a place where he wants to come back. Some people are just awkward about it. So he's like, "How about I just pretend she's not here?" All right, but you speak, he speaks back. That's fine, but that's not a sign yet that he has high interest or anything. Okay, that's not a sign yet that he has high interest. So keep doing what you're doing. Let's see if he does anything more. Uh, let's see here. Lucy Wood says, "I was blocked, finding it so hard to forget and struggling." Yeah, one thing about breakups is, the first place to start, it's very difficult though, is that you just have to accept the breakup, right? Attachments create suffering. And when we're not able to let go and accept what is, all right, I can't remember who says this saying, but basically when you want reality to be different than it is, then you cause yourself pain. So the reality of the situation is, for whatever reason, your ex chose to walk away. And so you have to learn to accept it and slowly let go. Easier said than done, but you can do it. Okay, Carl Bowen, this is going to be the last one for real. Do you think it's worth dating a 28-year-old single mother of two, have none, and one of her kids is a lot to deal with? I have more to offer. Should I just go? That's more values question. That's more of a personal question of what you want for your life. You know what I mean? That's like saying, "Oh, do I want to date a Christian or a Muslim? What's the lifestyle you want?" Right? Because if you marry her, or now you're a family of four, right? You're going to be helping her raise her two kids, which is fine, right? But it's more of your personal preference or decision, okay? I'm not here to make judgments. That's up to you to decide what you want for your life. Okay? All right. There we go. That's it. That's going to be it for the day. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate you all for being here. Carl, dang, Carl, that was harsh. I answered your question. I can't tell you what to do. That's anyway. Appreciate you all. And yeah, if you want to talk to me one on one, the quickest way to do so is book a coaching call. If you click any videos on my channel, right? Click the first link, then you can book a coaching call. Okay, and we'll go from there. And I'm looking forward to talking to each and every one of you. I thank you all for joining the live. Thanks to everyone for the super chats, especially Carl with the last question. That was funny. So appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all for being here. Love you. Peace. Have an amazing night. And I'll catch you in the next live Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Central. Peace.